Hi everyone, Landry Etheridge here with Etheridge Counseling Group, joined today by relationship expert and therapist Channing Harris here in Charleston, South Carolina, also with Etheridge Counseling. Today, yes, we're talking about can a couple heal from infidelity? So Channing, what's the answer? Can a couple heal from infidelity?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. They
Okay.
can.
Okay. I'm curious when you're working with infidelity, um, what's the state of the couple when they usually first come in? What is that? What do those first few sessions look like? And do you need to know? So this two-part question, what does it look like? What do those first few sessions look like? And also, does a couple need to know whether they want to stay together or not before coming into couples therapy? Is that decision need to like, do they need to know which direction they want to take?
Um, can you repeat the first part of the question?
What did just the first few sessions look like
Okay, sorry, I got
when you're
got
working on
lost,
a
but I
couple?
got it
Yeah.
now.
I'm throwing two different questions at you.
No, you're good. The first few sessions usually look like a lot of chaos. Honestly, there's so many emotions on both sides. It can feel like they're conflicting. Oftentimes, it can feel like, well, if we listen to one, then we're forfeiting the other. And so it's really just a little bit about kind of getting it out on the table, getting all the cards out on the table, and then going from there.
Hmm.
And, in terms of do they need to know if they want to stay together? Absolutely not.
Hmm.
They don't need to know. There's a lot of emotions that are happening. It can be super confusing. Um, like you mentioned in the past, it can feel like you just got hit by a wave and you're
Hmm.
getting washing machine and you have no clue which way is up or down.
Hmm.
And so that's a wonderful thing about therapy is you can come in and have the opportunity to work through those things. Now, sometimes that might mean that if you come in for couples, you might be directed to do some individual work first before we come back together as a couple. But even if the decision is to go ahead and end the relationship, then you can still come back into couples and do that in a way that is like mediated and feels safe, hopefully, and doesn't cause more damage to either
Mhm.
person.
Mhm. I love that. So it sounds like the first stage really is just stabilizing, getting all the cards on the table. And it sounds like it can be pretty messy in the beginning because
Mm-hmm.
emotions are high. There's maybe a lot of conflicting feelings on both sides. And the first few sessions is just about getting everything out and kind of getting your feet back under you to some degree before making a decision. And it sounds like you often recommend some individual sessions with an individual therapist in conjunction with couples therapy. So doing some of both can be helpful. Um, and then it sounds like even no matter which way a couple decides to go, whether to end the relationship or to really push forward and work through to healing the relationship. It sounds like couples counseling can be helpful either way. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, yeah, it can be because that can be a space that can feel a little bit safer to have those conversations about wanting to end the relationship.
Mm-hmm, hmm. So you can help support a couple kind of in making that decision. And it sounds like there's not really a right decision. It's sort of a personal decision what they want to do. But as you're saying, a couple can heal from infidelity. What does
Mm-hmm.
that journey tend to look like?
That journey takes a lot of courage, a lot of vulnerability on both partners' parts, on both sides. You definitely, especially in the beginning, it's a kind of stepping out on a ledge a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But when both partners are able to do that, I do strongly believe that they can come out the other side um, feeling more connected and more individually, like emotionally intelligent, more in tune with what's going on with them emotionally, what they can do with that, what that means for them, how it can really be a strength, even when it's uncomfortable and negative emotions. And then, therefore, they're able to apply that to their relationship as well.
Mm-hmm. So there's even some benefits to, again, it's an individual decision, but if a couple decides to move forward together, um, it sounds like it's a very hard journey, but can be a very rewarding journey in that tend to see individuals become more emotionally what did you say? More emotionally intelligent. And that you also have seen couples become even more connected. Why is that? How can it be better than before after such, I don't know, after such devastation?
I often will say it's like a refining process. So there's a lot of difficult things that you have to move through, but there's very few people in your life that you move through and truly share and connect in such intense emotions,
Mm.
specifically negative emotions. There's a lot of people that we share a lot of the positive and the good emotions, but if we're feeling down or anxious or even angry, resentful, we kind of just go off on our own and feel
Hmm.
those things. But in order to move through this process, you have to be able to feel them together,
Mm.
and sit with them together. And that is not easy. Like I said, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of vulnerability. But if you can create some safety and, whatever we're feeling, you can bring it to the table. Whatever you are feeling, I'm here for it. And I'm
Mm.
not going anywhere. We're going to work through it. That can create a lot of trust and connection in a relationship,
Wow.
even stronger than before.
Wow. Yeah. That is such a great point that typically in a friendship relationship, you're coming together to have fun, typically. And you do tend to sort of work through your own negative emotions off on your own. That is very common, you're not exclusively, but marriage is a really unique relationship in that you don't have that luxury to kind of go off on your own completely. That the negative emotions of the individual are also the emotions of the couple, and how rewarding it can be to learn to navigate that together can really create a deep connection of safety and vulnerability. Wow. Well, I think any couple who works with you is very lucky. Yeah. So any couples out there who want to navigate or need to navigate the difficult waters of recovering from infidelity, highly recommend reaching out to a therapist. And if you're in the Charleston area, certainly reach out to Channing, um, and get some support through this and get some clarity on either making a decision with which way you want to go, or if you've made a decision, having a therapist walk alongside you, support you in that decision. So, um, complex conversation, complex situation, complex emotions, and certainly if there's children involved too, can be really challenging. But this is just the drop in the bucket with this conversation. But Chaney, thank you so much today for being here today and talking to us about infidelity. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. Landry